right? Testing? Okay, sweet. Welcome back, Draft League, to a long overdue video about the Season 4 Finale Championship against yours truly, Laddie Daddies, or Quincy, and the Kalamazoo Raichu, aka Sauce. We played last week on Wednesday, I think, and I've just been busy, but I'm here now. I got Streamlabs up, a couple of different formatting things. Hopefully I'll continue to work on that in Season 5, but for now we got still kind of bare bones. But we're here anyway. We're gonna go over the team, like usual. So, Sauce had a tough team to prep for. And I know that my team is also very hard to prep for, as I've heard, but his team was tough. So this week, first on the roster, or at least first on the slideshow here, is the Drampa. You'll see later, if you haven't watched the game and you don't know, which you should, but I ended up going with a Trick Room set. So that's kind of why Drampa's here. He's got Draco Meteor, Ice Beam, Energy Ball, and Flamethrower. Draco Meteor blows up like 7 or 8 of his team for like 100%, and then the other 3 moves are kind of coverage or safe play moves if I don't want the special attack drop right away. And then Sap Sipper on Drampa lets him kind of play against Whimsicott, and with his HP and special defense investment, he should be able to live a Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam, whatever Whimsicott gets. So that was his set. And he's also running an Expert Belt. I really didn't want the chip damage from Life Orb, just because I thought in a case where Trick Room can't get up, he needs to be able to at least live a hit and maybe get in 2 moves. So I don't want Life Orb damage. And the Life Orb, like 1.3, wasn't making a big enough of a difference between that and Expert Belt. So that was the reasoning behind that. Next on the roster, we got the setter for Drampa, the Duke, Dusclops, Eviolite, as usual, max HP, mostly defense, and then a little bit in special defense. Trick Room, Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade, and Memento. So his job is kind of to cripple his physical mons, maybe do a little bit of damage, and then get up Trick Room and get out, either with Memento or just dying. Memento's a cool move, lets him cripple something even farther. Attack and special attack drop by 2, I believe, and then he dies. So it's perfect for, only having Trick Room for like 4 or 5 turns, just setting it up and getting out. Next, we have the Matoy. I thought this would also be decent with Trick Room, but Matoy doesn't need it as badly as Drampa does, because she can set up for herself. She's got Superpower, Leaf Storm, Knock Off, great, best move in the game, or at least in this generation, and then Cross Poison for the Whimsicott. These 2 moves let it set up, and then after it sets up a little bit, it's gaining so much health with Shell Bell. Not that it matters at that point, because it's probably just one-shotting everything and tanking everything. Yeah, if this thing can get like 1 or 2 superpowers off, it sweeps and wins the game, ideally. So that's why I brought that. Ackerman came, the Scyther. He's been goated all year. He's Scarfed though. And scarfing him this week let me outspeed everything so long as he wasn't scarfed. And then I had extra points to dump into other stats. So we're 252 attack, adamant, and then equal in defensive natures. Just so we can maybe take some damage. Use her knockoff Dueling Beak and Steel Wing. Steel Wing was for, I think, Archeops actually, because it was doing a little bit more than Dueling Beak, but I could be wrong. But all the other moves are pretty basic, so I don't think I need to explain that too much. Then we had Panzer. This guy's going for the chip damage with the Aftermath and Rocky Helmet set. And he's also there to get rid of rocks for Scyther in case he tries to set those up. Because we're not running heavy duty boots on him or anything. So we need to get rocks out of the way if we don't want Scyther to take like 50% damage. Then Crunch, Play Rough, and Poison Jab are pretty good coverage moves for his team. And he can switch in and do a little bit of damage to his physical mons. My one thing I was really hoping this week was that he'd bring Frostlass, and I could hit him, like he could hit me with a triple axle, and just do like half of his health with Rocky Helmet. That would have been really cool. Spoiler alert, doesn't happen in the game, but would have been cool. And then I think this is the last one. The Wishy-Washy came again this week. He's just so good. I did the, like, Toxic Sub-Protect move pool with 252 HP and then a little bit split defenses. This guy's so good. The only thing he really fears on his team is Vico Volt, so I'm pretty sure he's going to have him, but I have answers to that, at least in, like, damage soaking wise. The Dusclops soaks up Vico Volt pretty well, but Vico Volt one-shots this guy, so we have to be careful about that. And I knew that going in, but Wishy-Washy was just too good. I brought him anyway. And we're back to the Drampa, so that's it. So now we can get into the game. Sweet. Okay. Still getting used to Streamlabs here, so music off, dark mode. So he brought this team, and I wasn't too surprised. His entire team was like really good, except for I think he had Kling Klang, which I don't think he brought at all this season. I could be wrong, but I figure it's safest to set up with a Lurantis here in case he tried to go with rocks right away. Like Lurantis is pretty well against Claydol and Archeops. I figured if I have Scyther, he probably wants to get rocks up, but he starts out with game-specific tech, the Vikavolt, and I am too scared of a Bug Buzz or another flying move, so I just switch out into the Duke, find out he's Life Orbed, and eat that Bug Buzz for like 0 damage. He Volt switches out, pretty good idea. I think I was so tanky, I could just do a little bit of chip damage on something, and I get 100 damage on Scrafty, which isn't bad, but then Duke is down to 54%, so I didn't like that so much. So he comes in, hits us with a knockoff. I think losing Scarf on Scyther is okay here. We just have to be a little bit more knowledgeable of our speed tiers throughout the match. I really didn't want to lose anything else. I think losing the, like, Expert Belt on Drampa would have been okay, but Scrafty just destroys Drampa, so I wasn't going to switch him in. And maybe losing the Rocky Helmet on Skunk Tank would have been okay. Probably would have been the better option, but I chose to switch inside there. So we come in, we get a knockoff, and then we U-turn out into the Lurantis. Has a good matchup here, takes 0 damage from Volt Switch, and he switches out into this again. So, obviously Lurantis can't eat this. I don't want him to go into Wishy-Washy because he gets destroyed. I don't want to go into Durampa because Durampa just dies if he doesn't have Trick Room. And Scyther can't really take a hit, / I don't want him to. So, my only option here is really to go back into the Dusclops. Hits with a Bug Buzz for 19%. And then here, I'm kind of regretting my choice to click Nightshade earlier, because at this point, I need Trick Room up, or it's going to be very bad. I'm going to be down 2 Pokemon, basically. But he hits us with a T-Bolt. We lose Dusclops, unfortunately, and that means Drampa's kind of a sitting duck now. So after that, I just wanted to get Drampa in and, like, get as much value as I could. Maybe revenge kill 1 or 2 things. So I get him in and click Flamethrower right away. Scrafty eats that up, and I don't want to stay in on that, so I bring in Wishy-Washy. That's with a Drain Punch for no damage. And I believe I just start poisoning him here. And then he had Super Fang, which is a really cool move. I didn't even know it existed until this match. But it definitely took a chunk out of Wishy-Washy, so I poison him. Hits with a knockoff, and we actually, kind of important there, we soak up a hit with Sub. We didn't break it right away. So that was cool. And then I thought it was good to just stall this thing out, but I learned he was Shed Skin, so that's kind of an issue. So I'll switch back into Panzer, thinking he's the best thing for this now. We lose Rocky Helmet, and then we kill him with Clay Rough. So that's feeling okay. We didn't lose too much on Skunk Tank. We lost a lot on Wishy-Washy because we didn't know he was Shed Skin, which sucks. But at this point in the game, I'm thinking, alright, it's 5-5. It feels like 4-5 because Drampa can't do crap in this scenario. But here I think I'm safe to crunch and just whittle this Clay down for like a 2-hit, maybe if he's really defensive, 3-hit KO. And so I take what I think is the safe play and proc a weakness policy. and he takes that turn to do agility. And now I'm like, ugh, my special wall is gone. Dusclops. I think Claydol might destroy him anyway. At 2 times, whatever. And I have nothing that can like reliably soak up this hit. Like maybe if Wishiwashi was full health, you know, maybe if Scyther still had that Choice Scarf. But at this point, I'm just like, oh shit. So Skunktank's gonna go down to an Earth Power. We're gonna switch into Lurantis. That's gonna go down to Stored Power. And I'm just gonna let this amazing sweep play. Because I felt so desperate. I tried to get a little bit of health back. Maybe Wishiwashi could tank this. But Stored Power is just doing too much at +6 stats. And then our boy Scyther goes down, doesn't outspeed. And that was the game. That was the Stored Power Kraidol +6 sweep that took place in the Season 4 Championships. So, GG's to Sauce. It was... I couldn't hop in the Discord after the game, but we talked a little bit in our group chat, and it was a cool way to lose. Felt bad we weren't #1 this season, but that's okay. We had fun, and losing to a weakness policy Kraidol was like the coolest strat ever. Was not prepared for it. It's not really, you know, you don't prepare for that. It's just something you have to deal with, and I did not have the tools to deal with it at that point in the game. So he won 5-0. Kind of cool. I 5-0'd him the first week in the league, so a little bit of reversal. Nice turnaround there. First game and the last game of the season. So very cool. Looking forward to Season 5 now. We have the draft done. I think I'll do a team roster lineup / review here in the coming future, but that's all we have for this video. That wraps up Season 4. Very happy. Very good season for the Laddie Daddies. And I will see you guys next season. Peace out.